Hello guys, so before I begin this pretty long and interesting video, I might say I'll be streaming in about 10 to 12 hours after this video. It's going to be quite a chilled live stream, so you can call through Discord and have a chat. The Discord link's in the description. If you don't know how to join Discord, so basically download Discord or go into your browser. I think you have to download it though to talk. And then basically all you need to do is then go into the channel and then click on the voice channels bit and join general. I'm also going to be on Skype for a bit, so if you want to call in there, I'll put my Skype link in the description of the live stream. So enjoy. So this video is going to be outlining my personal opinion on Waking Titan and how I think it could be done in favour of Hello Games and what I think could be wrong with the ARG. Now, I personally love this ARG, but I know a ton of people really don't understand what's going on and just want an update. So if you don't know what's going on, check out the videos that I have personally made and check out other videos from Cobra, Lplay, Syrian, Kyle, MZK, all of those people. They do a hell of a lot of content on it, so just check them all out. Now, don't get me wrong, the AIG is completely perfect. I think the way everything is being executed is brilliant, and the puzzles we have to solve are really good too. I think the one issue is the pacing of it all. When you conduct an AIG, people don't want to be left in the dark, just like Sombra AIG did. Basically, they left people for about 3 months trying to find a clue for this, and it didn't actually come everything. I think that's the only issue, where we have to wait a week before we get any sort of update on it, which is the website. The only time this AIG had brilliant pacing is when it was the beginning of AIG. We got a lot of stuff to sort of solve, and Cobra's Tape. When Cobra's Tape was released, that gave us stuff to look forward to on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. But I really do like the idea of waiting on a Friday and Saturday. I don't think this is the issue they're making. I think that the fact that we have to wait on Friday to listen to the radio station, it gives a good mood in the ARG chats, so we get memes, we get a lot of chats, we get a lot of theories going on, and when the advert finally hits, we get a really huge sigh of relief. But I think leaving us in the dark on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday is quite an issue. That's the only mistake they have made when it comes to the ARG. Everything else works perfectly, all the clues we're getting and all the puzzles, they're perfect when it comes to solving them, but once they're all solved, there's nothing to do. And these are all solved on at least the Sunday or Monday, leaving around 4 days for us to do nothing. I understand this could be intentional, but instead of an ARG, which it says augmented reality game, instead of being a game, it feels more like a routine. Now, I know a lot of people just want an update, but this is something that is coming. But if you want to enjoy the update while it's not here, basically join in the chats and help us with the ARG, because you might have skills which we don't have. Now, to think what I could come to the end of this, it's definitely leading to an update and something about portals. I think these two could be put in stone, into a gravestone, whatever. If Hello Games did this for nothing, I think the community would be broken and tarnished and Hello Games' reputation would be ruined. But I know that they're not like that. They have learned their mistakes and they are definitely communicating with us 100%. This is an incredible thing to do. But I think it just begs the question that what the hell could be in the update? Well, if we gave them a couple of months back, I know that a lot of YouTubers, myself included, made multiple videos about the game's files and hinting towards a new update, specifically a combat update. But I'm not going to go over everything, but here's a couple of things found. There was a file for a 4th race, a 3rd person mode, a new base employee, new parts discovered for your ships and multi-tool, and a new game mode 2 called Ambient. Before I hype everyone up and say these are confirmed, they're not, so please don't start shouting that I confirmed it. But if these files have been found, then where the hell does Waking Titan go into this? I think the most easy one to go to and point fingers to is the fact that there was a 4th race found. So let's just quickly have a little talk into it. The 4th race was called Forth, F-O-R-T-H. This means to go out and away from a starting point or go onwards in time. Now, this description does ring a bell. It sounds a lot like what portals could possibly do. Now, I'm only speaking my mind, not confirming this, but it looks like the new race could definitely be some sort of worshippers or gatekeepers of portals. We have no idea how the portals came into No Man's Sky apart from some sort of interaction with the Atlas making them some sort of monolith. So it makes sense to have a sort of race dedicated to him, especially now we know that portals are possibly being used in the next update because of Waking Titan. But let's just hold that thought before it gets too far. I don't think that we will get a 4th race. I don't have any evidence for this, I just don't want to hype things up. I think there's definitely the possibility, but I'd also like to just say that the No Man's Sky is getting a relaunch or becoming No Man's Sky 2 is definitely something that is way far out from what we have. I understand the ARG is the symbol of the launch of No Man's Sky that it wanted, That's a huge theory that's been thrown around, and I can see it making sense, but you have to think logically about it. They're a very small team. I know they hired writers and PR people, but they never updated how many people they had in their programming section. You might be saying now, okay, they have like 40 people working on it, but in fact that's only turned to about 16. A year is not enough time to relaunch a game, considering the game has been in development for 4 years. I think the best bet is to say that No Man's Sky is getting a big update. It's definitely going to be bigger than the Pathfinder and Foundation, but let's not flow around saying that it's going to get relaunched or it's going to have a crazy new launch title. I just don't want to hype everyone up and say that this is definitely going to be confirmed. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to be relaunched. I think I'm just hesitant to say yes because it's purely because I don't want to ramp up the hype. I definitely think that it's a possibility. I just want to take into account how small the development team is, because 1 year is definitely not enough to completely change the game. But as said, please don't take my opinion as confirmed. I know Cobra has done an excellent video on his opinion too, and he never said anything was confirmed. Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned how he has insider access. Now, he might have insider access. This could be something that he has, but I think people are taking it too literally. These are just opinions, and in the title of these videos that we make, it's going to say opinions, so try not to take this too literally. We're trying to voice out an opinion for you guys to maybe generate your opinion off, not to ramp up hype. I think the hype ramping is for the breakdown videos of Waking Titan. Now, the theories that we can get are very cool, especially the fourth race, but I'm only going to mention one more theory, which is done by my good friend Fluffy. Thank you, you've done an excellent job on this theory. Now, Fluffy makes excellent points and very good decisions on what the sites are. Echo is a site which specialises in AI on deceased humans. Multiverse seems to be a staffing agency for the top minds on Earth, and Myriad is a pay-to-play satellite cluster that allows massive data for storage. Now, the PDF we found mentions a level 6 package being exceeded. What this means is storage for this plan has reached the cap, so I don't know if you ever know on your internet providers, if you reach the cap, they'll basically say, yo, do you want to upgrade because you've reached the cap on your internet, and otherwise we're going to have to blah 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 charge you. And basically this is what it is. It's going to be a $960 million a year package, so it's something big, but we are dealing with satellites here. But it seems as if the company contacting them is called Super Lumina. Now, it seems that they're going to get priority access to the Myriad satellite cluster and basically sends the image, which is the corrupted image, to prove that the level 6 package has corrupted it, and there's been a lot of issues, and that's basically what the image is. Now, Myriad had an Easter egg which basically is called Quest, which is a quantum experiment at a space scale. Myriad satellites are actually a part of the Quest structure. Now, here's when things get very, very interesting. Fluffy thinks that Super Lumina will push every Echo AI into the Myriad satellites, causing it to gain control of the Myriad cluster. Now, this makes perfect sense, considering there is a lot of Echoes, and probably a lot of Myriads. If they push all of these Echoes onto the cluster, it's just going to take control. They will then install the Super Lumina faster than light technology, then use the upgraded cluster on the Immortality Drive. Now, for those that don't know what the Immortality Drive is, this was found on Multiverse's websites. It basically is sort of an Easter egg, and it explained what the Immortality Drive is. They'll then switch on the Immortality Drive with faster than light travel, and it basically pushes the Echoes far out into the universe, which lands them on a distant planet. The users are only left with a ship with FTL being the hyperdrive, and you have to build and repair it. Now, this is exactly how No Man's Sky started, so I think this is a perfectly reasonable explanation. But how does this tie into the lore with the Atlas stations? Now, I don't personally know. I think that maybe Atlas could lose control of the creation and make it think that it's starting to develop its own entity and it takes control of the universe that way. Again, I'm not sure. Fluffy does do a TLDR of what the entire theory is, which is basically the various websites are associated with Waking Titan, they combine and are on the verge of something which they can't control, which makes perfect sense. So I hope you all enjoyed. I'm going to see you tonight quite soon, hopefully, so have a good one, guys. Let me know in the comments about these theories and my personal opinion. If you don't agree with it, that's cool. We can have a chat in the comments about it and just talk about what you think it could be. I love talking to you guys, so if you want to say anything to me, I'm open to opinions. Anyway, let me know in the comments about these theories and other things which you want to talk about, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.